The London Museum of Water and Steam is on the site of a Georgian pumping station that came here in 1838 because most of the water drawn from the Thames more centrally was filthy and full of disease. We show the determination of a city to ensure access to clean water for millions, and we tell the remarkable story of human ingenuity, innovation and engineering. We have some of the biggest, most impressive working stationary steam engines in the world. Back in the early to mid-19th century, this area of Kew was mostly market gardens and the Thames here was crystal clear waters. In fact, when Charles Dickens came here, he was so impressed he's recorded as exclaiming about the efficient nature of the site and the monstrous engines. And in fact, those engines that blew him away are housed here in the Great Engine House. This building is the jewel in our crown, but over the years, maintenance backlogs and financial restraints have caused some major construction issues and some major conservation problems. We need to intervene now to save the engine house and keep it open and do justice to these amazing feats of engineering that are the 90 and the 100-inch engines. The 90-inch hasn't run for many years, and we want this project to see it steaming again. Right now, we have an opportunity to apply for the kind of funding, a very large sum, about £2.5 million, that would allow us to put all of these problems right and celebrate the industrial history so more people can enjoy it and be inspired by its awesome power. We're part of the way there, but we need to raise £50,000 through a crowdfunding campaign, and you can help us. But here's some more about what this will help us achieve.
These wonderful engines and buildings in their working heyday were maintained to the highest of standards. Metal and paintwork shone, wood and stone floors were scrubbed, and the engine house gleamed. Everything was looked after by the staff that worked here. As a museum, we've tried our best to keep these traditions alive, but sadly, difficulties in accessing funding and deteriorating conditions of the buildings have made this a bigger and bigger challenge. The start of the pandemic put us in a difficult position. We had a leaking roof with water coming in, and we weren't able to protect the engines in time. Rust and degradation have taken place as a result. To get the 90-inch engine working again, we need to fix a steam leak inside here. During lockdown, we couldn't come into the museum, and it happened at the same time as a major roof leak. All this beautiful metalwork on the engine in both buildings went rusty. The steam pipes and the steam cylinder on the engine still contain asbestos, which was fitted originally. We need to remove it now so that we can carry out planned maintenance work. We need to service and repack the engine's water pump, but also work in the tanks and valve chambers mounted beneath. In the basement, we need to service the engine's condenser and air pumps and the cooling water tank which sits beneath. We need to work in the suction tank of the engine to make sure there's no debris or mud in the bottom and the pump valves are clear and free to use.
As you can see, the building has a number of issues. We've got lots of blowing plaster work, lots of flaking paint, and we've also got quite a lot of damage to the engine. Now, most of these issues are coming from the roof, and the roof is giving us a lot of trouble. All of what you can see here is as a result of water ingress.
So as you can see downstairs, we've got a number of issues around flaking paint, blown plaster, etc, and of course damage to the engines. Now, almost all of this is being caused by the roof, which we're having a lot of issues with. As you can see here, a lot of the surface finishes are life expired. For example, we've got a crack through these two slates where I've temporarily moved one. We also have issues across the roof like this. What we're also finding is that the roof simply wasn't designed to deal with the severe weather events that we're now suffering as a result of climate change. For example, as you can see here, we've got really low upstands, and when it rains heavily, if it backs up, this will travel under the lead and into the building.
So many of these problems are also being compounded by alterations that were made to the building in the 1950s. As you can see here, we have roofing felt that is impervious, it's made of bitumen, can't breathe. We've then got modern paint finishes which are also non-breathable, some of which are gloss based. Many of the windows have been sealed shut, and this is meaning that the water as it ingressing into the building can't escape, and that is then causing deterioration to the building and the engines, such as this dry rot, as you can see here. And whilst making these repairs, it's a brilliant opportunity to restore some of the building's original features, like the original scribe lines and colour schemes in the wall, as you can see here. So we also have a number of issues further down the building, not just the roof. As you can see, the windows, where they are corroding, and that is causing the glass to break and shatter, and these will be comprehensively overhauled as part of the works.
Unless work is undertaken in the next 2 years to stop this decay, these historically significant machines could be lost and central parts of the museum building will be closed. Please donate what you can to our crowdfunder, the Great Engine House Project. Thank you from all the team at the London Museum of Water and Steam.